The first state visit of Frederick and Mary as the new King and Queen of Denmark took place in Sweden. This is not coincidental and aligns with the tradition of Scandinavian monarchies to visit neighboring countries first, with which they have historical and familial ties, as a sign of courtesy. After a warm reception in Stockholm, there was no shortage of expected gestures of closeness, but what struck us were the special relations between Mary and Sylvia, the two queen consorts, who were often seen exchanging glances and engaging in confidential conversations during various joint events, including an impressive gala dinner adorned with very symbolic tiaras. During the procession to the kissing ceremony and then to the banquet hall, they walked side by side, never ceasing their conversation. And this leads us to ponder how much they have in common. In particular, how both of them have experienced or are experiencing obvious crises in their marriages, and how they managed to overcome them. Sylvia and Mary found themselves in the spotlight due to alleged infidelities of their husbands. The past and present merged in this snapshot, where both queens whisper to each other, their finest jewels sparkling, sapphires contrasting rubies. Did Mary confide in Queen Sylvia? Did the Danish queen turn to her Swedish colleague for advice on how to navigate such a complex period? The elder of the two, at 80 years old, knows the terrain well. Yes, Kings Frederick and Carl Gustaf also share much, especially when it comes to their tumultuous personal lives. We won't say they led parallel lives, but it's intriguing to note how their romantic affairs greatly destabilized not only their households but also their reigns. Much has been said over the past 6 months since the photos emerged of then Prince Frederick of Denmark strolling through Madrid. The Danish royal house did not comment on this romance, deeming it a private matter. Naturally, neither did any of the involved parties. Since then, the Danish couple has been living in a state of continuous Cold War, and even after their proclamation as King and Queen on January 14th, the situation hasn't improved much. Different agendas, an almost absent monarch replaced by his wife, and serious faces everywhere, all of which we have analyzed in detail, have shattered the previous harmony of the couple. Mary, it seemed, was unwilling to forgive. However, during their latest trip, the situation took a 180-degree turn. At least from the gallery's perspective, the gestures between Frederick and Mary of Denmark have softened significantly and now flow almost like silk. The kings have been aboard the Dannebrog for a couple of weeks now, enjoying an almost honeymoon-like period during which they are sentenced to understanding each other. These days, Queen Mary approaches her husband and even touches him, placing her hand on Frederick's back with tenderness or perhaps condescension. Nevertheless, we detected a slight leakage in one of the spouse's eyes, indicating hidden tension. Meanwhile, Queen Sylvia has become Mary's best ally during the state visit to Sweden. We observed glances, casual conversations, an easygoing attitude, and physical contact that denotes an attachment beyond protocol. It's unusual for two queens to be so relaxed during such a high-level visit. Looking back, Queen Sylvia must have forgiven her husband too. Carl Gustaf, who lost his father in a plane crash when he was just 9 months old and ascended to the throne in 1973, at the age of 27, the youngest monarch in Europe at the time, had a colorful youth. The king met Sylvia Sommerlath, then a German-Brazilian flight attendant, at the 1972 Olympic Games in Munich. Coincidentally, Frederick and Mary also met at the same event, but in Sydney in 2000. Both young women had no royal background. They were commoners who made a career as dedicated professionals. Carl Gustaf and Sylvia married on June 19, 1976. In Stockholm, the bride was stunningly attired in a Dior gown and the famous Camille's tiara. The couple had 3 children: Victoria, Carl Philip, and Madeline. And now they are grandparents to 8 grandchildren. The passing years and undoubted love seemed to pacify the monarch. However, in 2010, the most serious crisis in his personal life erupted. In Thomas Sjoberg's biography Reluctant King, it was revealed that King Carl Gustaf had an affair with model, singer, and actress Camilla Hennemark and frequented nightclubs in his country. The affair is said to have happened in the late 1990s, and rumors about it had circulated, but it was never openly exposed. In fact, confirmation came from the monarch himself when he attempted to address the scandalous book. He stated that his family wants to turn the page and move on because these things happened a long time ago. It's reported that he apologized to his wife privately. She accepted, and in recent years, the couple has been very close, enjoying a peaceful life in middle age. In 2023, the king had to undergo heart surgery and cancel the celebrations planned for his golden jubilee on the throne. Sylvia was always by his side, and now Mary and Sylvia can look each other in the eye and understand each other. Two women, not yet queens, endured the trials of marriage, with its joys and frustrations, but with a strong sense of duty and protection toward their families. Today, Frederick and Mary of Denmark have concluded their visit to Sweden and are heading to Norway aboard the royal yacht Dannebrog, where they will meet King Harald and Queen Sonja, as well as Crown Princes Haakon and Mette-Marit, who have always supported the veteran monarch when he decided to slow down the official pace. We tend to think that, being of the same generation, Mary and Mette-Marit will provide us with more good times. Later, King Frederick and Queen Mary will reach the Faroe Islands and Greenland. We will see how their relationship develops over the many days spent together. In conclusion, the recent state visit of King Frederick and Queen Mary of Denmark to Sweden has not only strengthened diplomatic ties, but also provided a fascinating glimpse into the personal lives of monarchs. Despite the challenges they face in their marriages, both Frederick and Mary, as well as Carl Gustaf and Sylvia, have shown resilience and a commitment to their duties as heads of state. The parallels between the two royal couples are striking, with both navigating through public scrutiny and personal crises with grace and dignity. The camaraderie observed between Mary and Sylvia during the visit underscores the importance of mutual support and understanding among royal consorts. As Frederick and Mary continue their journey to Norway, the Faroe Islands, and Greenland, we anticipate further insights into their relationship dynamics. Regardless of the challenges they may encounter, one thing remains clear: these monarchs are united by their dedication to their countries and families, and their ability to overcome adversity serves as a testament to their strength and character. As we bid farewell to this captivating exploration of royal dynamics, we're reminded of the intricacies that lie beneath the surface of monarchy. From the grandeur of state visits to the intimate struggles within royal marriages, our journey has been one of revelations and reflections. The state visit of King Frederick and Queen Mary of Denmark to Sweden not only showcased diplomatic diplomacy, but also shed light on the personal resilience of monarchs. Through the lens of their experiences, we've witnessed the complexities of love, duty, and forgiveness that shape their lives. As we part ways, let's carry with us the lessons learned from these royal encounters. Let's remember the importance of empathy, understanding, and support in navigating the challenges of both public and private life. Join us in our next exploration as we continue to delve into the fascinating world of royalty, uncovering stories of courage, compassion, and camaraderie. Until then, farewell, and may the wisdom gained from our journey stay with you always.